Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Vussy Supreme Traders. I go by the name of Vussy Magz, obviously. So listen, if this is your first time finding yourself in the channel, subscribe and like the video, right? And also watch until the end before you like the video, or leave a comment also if you want to. So if you're already subscribed, then welcome back to the team, fam. What's good? We're chasing the bag, we're getting the paper. That's all the channel is about. Y'all know since day one. So check this out. In today's video, I'm gonna show you guys what you should do so you can reach mastery levels of NASDAQ 100, right? I'm gonna show you what's going on with the pay, because I'm sure, like, listen, before I even go on about this, I just want to let you know, like, so many of y'all hit me up on my DMs and WhatsApp asking me, like, yo, is the market crashing? What's going on? Because the NASDAQ 100 just suddenly tanked, like, it just dropped, right? And the drop was, like, really crazy. So I'm gonna discuss that, but I'm only discussing this because I actually do see an opportunity right now, right? So I do see an opportunity right now, which is the only reason we're gonna talk about it. I wouldn't just make a video for the sake of just like making a video that's gonna be relevant just in case, you know. So that's not how we roll in the channel. Definitely, y'all know that already. So yeah, man, we're gonna check out what's going on with the NASDAQ 100, and I'm gonna show you exactly where the opportunities are and how you need to tackle those type of things, right? And also let me know, like, what are you guys trading this week? And also do let me know if you've noticed some of the things I'm gonna go into detail about with the NASDAQ 100, because, like, I think it's only since last week where the price just started like tanking and going down, and people were really shocked because, like, it's been going up. It's been in a very uptrend market for like the longest time, right? So one thing you need to know as a trader is all these cycles that you're gonna keep seeing in the markets, they're never gonna last forever. You should always prepare, right? Always prepare for something to go down. And it also reminded me of the Bitcoin bubble when the price actually skyrocketed, right? And people kept jumping on. Exactly when it was going high, getting higher and higher and higher, people kept jumping on. And you gotta remember that the higher something goes, the more chances of that price to start dropping, because you don't buy high, you buy low and you sell high. So when something is tanking in such momentum that it even scares you to like open a trade, you should really be looking to sell, right? Because you sell high, you don't actually buy high. That's like a basic principle in any form of business. You want to buy low and sell high. So I just wanted to put that out there before we get into this video. So yeah, let's go to the NASDAQ 100 or NASDAQ 100 breakdown. Alright, so guys, we're gonna break down NASDAQ 100 or the NASDAQ 100 starting from the daily time frame, right? So when you look at the daily time frame, you see that I had already drawn this trend line up until the last time I analyzed this pair, right? So the last time I analyzed this pair was somewhere around here when I did a retest of this resistance zone that you can see there. But obviously, because it's in a daily time frame, the zone that I highlighted there is in the H4 time frame, so you can't clearly see it now. But as we dive in deeper, that's when you're gonna see it. That's when you're gonna be able to see it clearly in the smaller time frames, right? So this trend line is still valid even now, right? So what I wanna do now, which is what you're also gonna have to do now if you wanna understand this pair or this index, right? So what you're gonna do, you're gonna align this trend line into the current price. You're gonna move it this side to where the price is currently at, so we can see where we broke out. So we can see where the price broke down, and so we can also see, should the price retest this zone, where should we pay attention to? So that's what this line is gonna show us. And if you wanna know how exactly we draw this line, you're just gonna go to the candlestick, the bearish candlestick of 22nd April 2020, right? You're gonna draw a trend line and connect it with the candlestick of the 4th of May 2020. Then you're just gonna align it to where the price is currently at. And when you go to the smaller time frames, your trend line should be anchored on all the higher lows, right? Alright, so once your trend line is drawn and we've aligned it to the current price, which is this side, then your overall picture is gonna look somewhat like this, right? So this is the most important trend line that you're gonna need for this analysis slash breakdown, right? So now what we're going to do, we're going to go into the H4 time frame, which is the 4 hours. Then now that's where we're going to look at all the lows, the highs, and see if we can pick anything out of that. And also we're going to look also at the resistance and support zones. Well, the key levels only. We're not just going to highlight all the resistance and support zones, but we're only going to look at the key resistance and support zones. Let's go. So now we're in the H4 time frame, right? I'm just going to take it back so we can see the beginning stages of this trend line, because I was telling you about the lows and highs, right? So we connected our trend line with the first low, right? This is the low that was on the 21st of April, like I said, on the daily time frames. But now that we're in the H4 time frame, you can clearly see those lows, right? Because obviously there are some lows and highs that are in the middle of a trend, but we're only looking at the pivotal points, meaning we're only looking at turning points of a market. So every time the candlestick made contact with the trend line, it will basically rebound upwards, right? It also happened here, it happened there, right? And if we move forward, we can see that this was a recurring thing. It also happened here, it also happened there. So like for you to even trade the NAS 100 or the NASDAQ, it's not like rocket science, guys. You just need to understand how the price of any instrument is operating. Once you have a grasp of that, you can basically just use that to your advantage, because with this strategy you wouldn't even need to like rely on other signals or anything. You just wait for the price to make contact with the trend line, and then what you would do is you would just buy and just and you would know that will be your edge in terms of like trading this thing, right? So now what I want you to look at now is obviously we came here, we made contact, and obviously if you bought there, you went and hit SL because we eventually broke down. Because as much as you can have a strategy that's working, let's say this strategy was working here, it was working there, and all the other times it's been working except for this one time, right? So only this one time the strategy didn't work, but that was because eventually the market has to change. The market just can't keep maintaining this uptrend like forever, basically is what I'm saying. The market eventually has to change. There are different types of market phases, and that strategy was perfect for that market phase that we was in, whereby the price was operating above this trend line. So now the rules are changed, right? Obviously the rules are changed now. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna look at this key level. So this resistance zone that I'm telling you guys about is this one, where we made contact with this zone one, two times, and then here there was kind of a little static, right? We also made contact here, but here I wouldn't really say we were retesting because we did break below, so I wouldn't really count this part. But now from what I'm seeing, right, the price made contact with the resistance zone that I just showed you guys here also. So I'm gonna align it to the current price. I'm gonna align the resistance zone to the current price so we can verify if we did indeed make contact. So as you can see, what I was saying was spot on, because we did retest. So basically we rejected to break below this resistance zone, but now it's turned into support, right? So listen, this resistance zone that was here, I feel like it doesn't matter anymore because we have our trend line. So even if I was to align it here, it would basically make confluence with the trend line that we have here. So this one we're just gonna delete real quick, right? So now that we've deleted that, the only thing that we're left with now, right, is we need to isolate what's going on here. We need to focus and isolate what the price is doing here, right? So first things first, what can happen, right, is two scenarios that can happen here. It's either the price is gonna retest the trend line, right? Once we retest this trend line, and then we might, if the price goes and retests this trend line, then obviously the price is gonna drop lower and it's gonna break below this support zone now, which was previously a resistance zone, right? So it's gonna look like this. Right? So that's only gonna happen if the price, we get there and we see a rejection, right? Because if you look at this zone also, it's also a support zone. So maybe now I was actually checking to see if this was there was another zone, there was another resistance zone here which was aligned to this one, but there actually isn't, right? So the key thing of what I'm trying to show you guys here is there can only two scenarios can either happen here. The first scenario is that the price is gonna rise, right? And then once you get to the trend line that we have here, which is also a support zone for this previous low, right? We're gonna retest it, and then if we see a rejection, like you can see a rejection in form of pin bar candlesticks and hammers and stuff like that. So that's going to be a signal to show us that the price is rejecting to go above, and thus the price is retesting, and that's going to be an automatic signal for you to sell, right? Sell into strength, and wherever the peak is for this retest, that's where you're going to put your stop loss. And your TP, I just want you to keep it open. Maybe use a trailing stop loss so you can make the most out of such a move if it happens. So now I'm going to take you down to option 2, which is what would happen if we don't get a retest, right? So fam, now I've removed the arrow that I've previously drawn, which was going to show you how to sell this trade, this pair, right? So now I'm going to show you option B. Would basically mean that what had happened here was basically a fake out, right? So if you see the price close above the trend line again, like with a very bullish candlestick, not just any other kind of candlestick, but the candlestick that can show you that there's actually strength in that side, whether it be bullish or bearish candlesticks, but the length of a candlestick also shows you the strength behind that candlestick, right? So it will also depend now, but if you basically make it above the trend line, that's gonna mean everything that happened here was a fake out. So basically from that point onwards, we're gonna look to buy as the price recovers back up, but it's highly unlikely from the way I see it. So I'm more prepared for the price to reject and retest, because that's gonna be the perfect scenario, right? But because like nothing in real life is really like a perfect scenario where you can like predict all the variables and factors, so we have to prepare for what happens even if the price makes it above, which would mean it's a fake out all along. So that would mean that we have to buy the price, and obviously I would let you guys know how it plays out also. So you better be in the group, the free Telegram group that's there in the link. Alright, y'all, so that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for watching. If you're watching till this far, leave a comment, a nice comment if you don't mind. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, man. I'm gonna remind y'all every time, right? So thanks for watching, fam. I'll see you guys on the next one. Alright, peace out.